my loves, and welcome back to the Know Who You Are podcast. I am your host, Tamisa D. And over here on this podcast, it is a production of me journaling out loud, sharing my daily, weekly life lessons with you guys, putting them into context so that we can all learn, grow, and flourish together. Because life is about growth, right? Now listen, do I have a conversation piece for you guys today? And I am going to start off with this statement. Are you playing hide and go seek with God? Now, you know, back in the day, we had this childhood game, right? We'll play hide and go seek, where you have the person who will go hide, or the persons, the people who will go hide, and you'll have the counter who counts to 10, and then they'll go seek out everybody that's hiding, and then you have to make it back to base. Anywho, we know how the game goes, right? So when I say, are you playing hide and go seek with God? Meaning, let's put that into context. Are you only seeking God in the midst of darkness in your life? And are you hiding from him, living in your own right, living in your own way when things seemingly are going good in your life? Are you playing hide and go seek with God? Really sit in that question and ask yourself, am I? Do I only seek God when things are going bad? Do I fall astray from him when things are going really good for me? Let's talk about this, because it's time to learn and unlearn. And it's never too late to do that. It's time to get to the point where you're no longer flirting with the idea of change. You're no longer flirting with the idea of growth, and you're actually committing to it. It's the same as being in a committed relationship. When you make the choice, I am going to be committed to this person, you work to make sure that everything is afloat. And yes, there's going to be ups and downs, as we know. But you're committing yourself, you're committing your time, you're committing your love, you're committing your resources to building a strong foundation relationship, right? In the beginning, when you're being courted, or when you're single and you're seeking to date, you're flirtatious, you're flirting with the idea of dating, you're flirting with the idea of getting serious with someone. That's what you do. You flirt, you know how it goes. Are you doing that with God? Are you doing that with your goals? So it's time to unlearn and to learn new things in order to get to the next level, and to stop flirting with the idea of change, with the idea of growth, and actually committing to something. Every single day, there should be something in place that you are working towards your goals. And I know I say this time and time again, but I am going to say it until the wheels fall off. And if I have to say it until I turn blue in the face, I am going to speak the truth about this. In order to see change in your life, you must do something differently. You have to do something differently. You have to be willing to learn and unlearn. Unlearn those bad habits. Unlearn the things that was taught to you that is not in alignment with where you're going. And relearn some new things. The world is evolving. The world is changing. We have AI now. We have all this. We're in the digital age. So let's just say that. We're in the digital age, and time is progressing. So if you are in business, if a parent and you have children, you have to stay on top of the digital world, because our kids are growing up in the digital era. And if us as parents, caregivers, overseers do not understand, we're going to be lost, and we're going to be left behind, and we're not going to be able to monitor and oversee our children as we should. So it's time to learn and keep your eyes open to where the world is going, right? So listen, I wrote down something and I wanted to share it with you guys. And I'm always jotting down some notes because I don't want to miss anything. And okay, so this analogy popped in my head. And I was thinking about when it's wash day for your hair, right? On wash day, wash day is a headache for me, because when my locks are down, there's so many of them, and making sure I really get in there and, get it clean and fresh. Wash day is a hassle, right? But in the midst of wash day, what is happening? You're cleaning out all the junk, all the gunk that has been built up. You're combing with that conditioner in there and you're detangling the kinks out. Apply that analogy to your life. As you're going through this journey of growth and development, look at it as wash day. You're washing away everything that does not belong there. You're washing away all the things that's been stuck that you need to get rid of, all the debris. You're getting rid of all the dirtiness, right? And you're cleaning your slate. You're getting a clean slate moving forward. And what that looks like is you learning new things. As you wash away the dirt and the grit, that's you relearning. That's you learning and moving forward. As it's coming out, that's you unlearning. That's the things coming out that are no longer needed. The things that is not in alignment with where you're going. Those things are being removed and washed out. Understand, as you're combing with that conditioner in your hair, you're detangling your hair. So as you're going through life and these obstacles and these adversities that you face are coming in your path, as we talked about spiritual warfare on yesterday, as you're maneuvering through life and these things are coming up against you, that's you combing it out and that's you detangling things. Don't get stuck by the battle. Continue to move forward and continue to learn as you're moving forward. So the next time when you do level up and that new test come, you're able to apply the things that you learn now to that new test that's gonna come. Because life is all about growing. Life is the #1 school. Life is the #1 school because as we're going through life, that is exactly what's happening. We're learning, we're tested. We are in school, we are in class every single days of our lives. Are you taking notes? Are you prepared for the next season with notes in hand from this season? So that when that new thing comes, you know how to take it down because you have your notes for that new test. You've been studying because you've been applying the things that you're learning and putting them into context so that you can move forward in the next season. Don't just go through life just going through the motions. It's so many of us that just go through the motion every day, get up and do the same thing and never really putting things into context, never really evaluating things like this happened to me and this triggered me and I could overcome this way. It's time to put things into context and really work through what's going on and take notes of how you're handling situations, how things make you feel, and to continue moving forward in the process of learning and unlearning, right? That is very important. And it's never too late to do so. It's never too late to learn something new. It's never too late to say, you know what, this habit is no longer working for me. I have to let it go. It's never too late to change your life. As long as you're breathing, you can see, you can hear, you can walk, you can talk. It's not too late for you. I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70, 80. If you still have life in your body, you have purpose here. You're here for a reason, and you need to discover what that is by doing the work. No more going backwards. And I was really thinking, right? Life is set up for progression. God assigned all of us to progress in life. And I'm going to tell you how I've come to this conclusion. When you're born as a child, when you're birthed to your mother, you depend on your mother, your parent, whoever is your caregiver, to feed you, to change your pampers, to clean you up, to make sure you have all your basic needs, to make sure that you're taken care of. Because you're a child, you can't do it yourself. You're a little bitty baby. But as time progresses, you go into these different stages of life, right? From that newborn baby who just sleeps all day, you progress to that newborn baby who could sit up. And then you progress to that newborn baby who could pick up the spoon and feed themselves. And then you progress to that newborn baby who crawls. And then you progress to that newborn baby that's taller, that walks. You understand, life is about progression. We are assigned to progress in life. That is the reality of why we're here, to grow, to expand. We are meant to move forward. We were designed to move forward. And the blueprint is right in front of us. Now, granted, it don't come with A, B, C, D, E, F, G instructions, but if you really open your eyes and look, the blueprint is in front of us. Life is about progression. And from the beginning, when God created us, we were molded to move forward. We wasn't molded to move backwards. We're created to move forward, to progress, to elevate, to evolve. Look at the time period from caveman to now. We have evolved. What are you doing today to evolve into the next season of your life? What are you doing today to elevate into your greatest version? And understand that once you do that, you elevate into your greatest version for that season. So in this season, what does your greatest version look like? Because when that next season generates, you're going to be an even greater version if you continue to do the work. Continue to do the work. It's just like a bank account. If I go and I deposit this money in my account is going to get built up. It's going to build up. It's going to build up. If I go take the money out, the account is going to dwindle. It's going to go down. So what are you putting in? That's what you're going to get out. So I want to encourage you to put in new things that you're learning. Put that into your realm. Put new things that you're learning. Put in new goals. Put in new mindsets and thinking abilities that today I am going to do everything I can as I am today to be the best version of myself. I am going to contribute to my goals. I am going to contribute to my vision. I am going to work towards building me up. I am going to work on becoming the greatest version of myself that I can be today. Start right now. Start right now. Take little chunks and start now. You do not have to add up, oh, I have to do this today. I have to do this tomorrow. And then let me do this for the month. A lot of people set themselves up for failure that way. So start small. Think big, but start small. So today, if you say, okay, I am going to get up and I am going to write one chapter of my book. I'm going to work on one chapter of my book this week, right? And every single day you allocate 2 hours. After your prayer, after your meditation in the morning, you dedicate 2 hours to sitting down and completely focusing in on that book. Every single day. And not giving in. Even when you don't feel like it, not giving in, getting up and actually working towards it and focusing your energy in on writing that book. By the end of the week, if that's what you allocate to yourself, chapter 1 will be finished. And if it's not finished, if your book is that extensive and that long, by the end of that week, you will have a tangible outlook of your book. You will have something to look at and say, I did that. Put something into play to where you could visually see the progress you're making. Even if the world haven't acknowledged you, even if you haven't benefited financially from what you're doing, you are doing this for yourself to say, I have done it. You could look at that paper, say, wow, just last month, I just thought about writing the book. But this month, because I focused in on my time, I have a tangible viewpoint of what my book actually looked like. And once you do that, now you move on to the next thing. Now start writing chapter 2. Now start working on the graphics for your cover. And allow your creativity to flow. And remember, it's never too late to learn and unlearn. It's never too late. You just have to start. You have to start right where you are with the resources that you have. Don't worry about what you don't have, what you do have. Just start with what you have. And as you travel along your journey, new ideas will come. As you travel along your journey, people will come in to help you out. As you travel along your journey, those creative ideas will pop in. Also, learn and unlearn to sit in silence. I'm starting to notice that when I get in my car, I used to listen to the radio. I used to listen to audiobooks. I used to listen to podcast episodes. Sometimes I just like it completely silent. I want to hear myself. I want to hear from God. Maybe God want me to receive a download in this moment. But how can that happen if you're constantly cluttering your mind with other people's voices? Learn to silence your world so that the things you are learning, you can really think about them. You could put them into context. You could think clearly because you're giving yourself space and opportunity to really understand and break down the information that you're learning. Listen, this has been another episode of the Know Who You Are podcast. I am your host, Tamisa D, and I truly hope that you got some valuable information from this episode. Because the whole purpose is for us to evolve and to grow and to flourish and to be impactful to a nation that is in a state of emergency. Now, out of all that I said, I want you to know and to not ever forget. Know who you are. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You matter. And don't ever forget that. All right, my loves. I love you guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.